Hi, Cooking Cronies. Today I'm going to make a meat sauce for spaghetti. A little different than what I normally make, but I saw a recipe, so I'm going to do it myself. You'll see a few of the ingredients here that I'm going to use, and we'll see how it turns out. I think it's going to be great since my spaghetti sauce normally is fabulous, but this meat sauce is a little different. To make the chopping go a little quicker, I'm going to use my food processor instead of chopping everything by hand. Boy, doesn't that look pretty. I did the onions, the carrots, and the garlic first because I wanted them a little more fine. And now I'm going to throw in that yellow bell pepper, probably, not the whole thing, but probably 3/4 of it. And I'll use the other fourth in the salad that I'm going to make to go with this dish. So this is the amount of the bell pepper that I'm going to use. I'm saving that much for my salad. So I'm going to put that in the food processor as well. I don't want the bell pepper to be as fine as the others, so that's why I'm doing it this way. So I'm going to just kind of turn it on low for a minute. Looks good to me. So I'm going to turn the fire to about medium high, which is about a number 7 on my gas stove. And then I'm going to add some extra virgin olive oil. Oh, probably about 3/4 of a cup. And as soon as that heats up, I'll add the onion, carrots, garlic, and bell pepper. All right, it feels warm enough, so I'm going to add all this into my pan. You can hear the sizzle. And I'm just going to saute it for just a little bit until the getting the liquid, all the liquid out of the vegetable mix. God, this is a pretty mixture. It really is. So, let's get this going here. And while that's going to heat back up again, I'm going to prepare my meat. I have 1 pound of King Soopers hot Italian sausage. Love it. You know, for the price and the flavor, you can't beat it. Normally I get my sausage when I'm making a really big pot of spaghetti and meatballs that I include Italian sausage, and I get that from Gagliano's here in town. And then I'm just going to put 1 pound of ground beef in this as well. So I'm going to get this started here. Just get them out of the packets, out of their containers, and that way when the vegetables have cooked down a little bit and the water's out of them, I'll add the meat to start browning in there as well. So I hope you all are well out there, staying safe. You know, I don't know anyone that is sick with this coronavirus here in town, so I'm hoping it's the same where you are, that no friends or family has been hit with this virus. All right, wash my hands, and I'll stir this around a little bit. You know, I'm always tempted to turn up the heat, but don't do it. It will just burn your veggies, and you don't want to have burnt veggies in your spaghetti sauce. So just be patient and let it cook down. It's almost where I want it. And I'll give you a little show here. Love it. You can hear it simmering here. So my patience is paying off. Okay, I'm going to add my meats to my pan now, and get this all fried up. And my family, I use the same recipe that you've seen on our cooking cronies before for spaghetti sauce. So basically, it's the same recipe, except I'm making a meat sauce instead of spaghetti and meatballs, and I'm doing it on the stove instead of in my oven. Get this all chopped up in here. All right, I'm going to add some salt and pepper to this mixture. And add, you know, the salt and pepper to your taste. I add it all right at this point because I know everything else that I'm going to put into will absorb the salt and it won't be over salted. And then I'm going to use some pepper. We like spicy, as you can tell from the hot Italian sausage that I put in this. I'm going to add some Italian seasoning. Quite a bit, because this is going to be a big batch of spaghetti. Oh my gosh, it's smelling so good. I'm going to leave that out because I may want to add some more to it a little bit later in the cooking process. And I'm also, again, because we do like our food spicy, I'm going to add some chili flakes to this batch here. I'm not going to use too much because my mother-in-law doesn't like a lot of heat, but we do. So I'll give her some milk to eat. Something about the milk, even when I make Mexican food here, if it's too hot, my dad can't eat real hot food, give him milk. That kind of calms the heat down. All right, this is looking exceptionally good. Meat's not quite cooked where I want it, so I'll just keep cooking. Okay, I did drain the grease out of this. It was just too much grease between the sausage and the hamburger meat. So I'm going to add 1 can of tomato paste to this. Separated the meat to go around the sides of the pan, and I'm putting this tomato paste in the center so it's directly on the pan itself. Incorporating that with the hamburger and the sausage. So you can see I've got it cooking there in the center. Just cooking it down a little bit, getting that tomatoey flavor, acidy flavor down just a little bit. the tomato paste off with a little spatula. As I've told you before, I don't like to waste, so I scrape as much as I can out. All right, I'm going to add my tomatoes. Oh my gosh, if you were in my kitchen, you'd be salivating. I sure am. Oh goodness. So I'm going to mix all this in. And I'm going to turn down the heat just a little bit because I don't want it to bubble and splash all over my stove while I'm incorporating the tomatoes. This is really thick. All right, I'm going to add a little wine to this, and it's going to cook down. All the alcohol will cook out of it. So just the flavor, it just gives the spaghetti sauce a little richer flavor. And this is something I didn't do in my previous recipe that's on Cooking Cronies, but it really does add an extra layer of flavor to your sauce. All right, the sauce is looking really good. I've got it simmering. What I'm going to add to this now is just a bay leaf, and then I'm just going to cover it and let it simmer till it's time for dinner. Okay, so I'm going to add my sauce to my cooked noodles. Oh gosh, it looks delicious. And then I'll put an extra bowl on the table with extra sauce in it. Ah, my gosh, beautiful.